Happy holidays, man. Hey, we are here. We're here. Happy holidays. This is a post-Thanksgiving edition of Cover 2. I'm with my boy, Jesse Naylor. How you doing, Jess?
I am fantastic, Coach. We didn't get to do cover 2 last week because the 49ers decided they wanted to play Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football is for the birds because it just means that we don't get to do cover 2. But either way,
Right.
and then to top it off, it was a Thanksgiving week. So it was the double whammy. If maybe it wasn't a Thanksgiving week, we could have still figured it out. But I digress. Here we are, a couple weeks later, a lot to talk about. Excited to do the show with you.
So much to talk about. The Niners, man, we're rolling 9-4, just beat the Cleveland Browns. The Niners are sitting pretty at a seventh seed in the playoffs. We're coming up on a bye, a much needed bye. I mean, I feel like there were even spurts during that Cleveland game where you started to see like we need a bye, right? The guys are getting tired. We're not finishing games. Like we need a bye, and much needed. Right now, this season has been a roller coaster. I mean, what hasn't happened in this year? Everything from scraping the pot of feeling like we are going to be completely boom or bust to actually having questions about whether or not we should be buyers at the trade deadline. Now to at one point our defense being so injured, it was a foregone conclusion. There's no way we can stop anybody. There's no way we can get a pass rush. There's no way that we're going to stop the run. Fred Warner's gone. I mean, what are we going to do? I think that was a really big catalyst of the season. And right now, I want to take a breath, right? And let's just get into grades. All right. How do you feel about grading the Niners at the bye? Now, an overall grade, we're definitely going to get into offense, defense, coaching, right? We're going to take our time. But just an overall from the hip grade, what do you got?
A plus. I mean, can I give enough pluses on this one? Like the fact that the Niners are 9-4 after 13 weeks and everything that has happened throughout the course of the season. If you give anything other than an A plus, I don't know what to tell you. Like, what more are you expecting? Giving an A plus doesn't mean that you think they're going to win a Super Bowl or anything crazy like that. You're just grading them 13 weeks into the season with the context, by the way, of everything that has happened to this point. And the context says they lost Fred Warner, who's their emotional leader. They lost Nick Bosa, who might be their best overall player. CMC, we talk about it every week. So for some reason, like people think this is like a slight against the 49ers. It's actually proving more why the A plus is warranted. CMC, I still don't care what anybody says, is not the same player, especially in the run game. As a receiver, yes, but he's not as explosive. You see it on the outside runs repeatedly. You see it in the 3.6 yards per carry or whatever he's averaging this year. You see it by not having back-to-back explosive specifically running games. But he's stayed healthy through 13 weeks. Trent Williams has been healthy through 13 weeks. George Kittle has missed time. Brock Purdy has missed time. The offensive line has been rotating left guards. They're trying to figure it out there. They've started 3 different left guards. Dominic Pooney hasn't necessarily been himself. They lost their first-round pick. They've lost... everything under the sun.
Brandon
Ayuk still hasn't suited up. Mustafa started the season on IR. How many things can a single team go through? And yet, when we look at it, they're still 9-4. It's an A plus, man. There's just no other rightful grade.
That takes me right. Well, number one, kudos. That's exactly how I feel as well. I'll put it like this. Let's just get into the coaching staff. For me, bravo. The real A plus of where they stand in the bye is not only are they 9-4, but the way that, dude, it is a shame that Kyle is coaching like this with this team. If we would have gotten this Kyle with some of our better teams, lock, to win this. We're using everybody, right? The way that Kyle has called up the offense, not even for the year, but for Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. Like, if you really want to think about it, you're saying, oh, well, all of that's Mac Jones. Dude, Mac Jones was like averaging 40 plus passes a game for like a month. Dude, he was dialing shit up left and right, right? We don't have any, Juwan Jennings. We're forgetting the fact that Juwan Jennings started the season hurt, right? And we didn't have a healthy Juwan Jennings. And the emergence of Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne was holding shit down for like a solid 3 weeks, all right? It was all about Kendrick Bourne. I know that George Kittle is back, but I remember at one point, we were looking at Jake Tonjes like Jake Tonjes' first touchdown catch of his career. Jake Tonjes is really stepping up for us. Oh, my God. Jake Tonjes. Why do we need Luke Farrell? Because Jake Tonjes is doing so well. There are so many unsung heroes that have stepped up for us to have this 9-4 season. Now, I don't want to, come on. The elephant in the room is we have a last place schedule. Okay, those are facts. All right, but we're rolling the dice out and we're still playing ball. We're still handling business. And there's nobody in the league that can make us feel bad about the wins or the schedule that we had just off the injuries that we've accrued alone. Coach Saleh. Go ahead, man, because I'm gonna keep talking. I'm not gonna let you talk. Coach Saleh, man. Okay, let's just talk about the start in itself. The job alone is unfair. I left you a top 10 defense, and you bring me back chicken shit. You bring me back into this nonsense. This is nothing like what I left you with. Not only that, you strap my hands in the trade deadline because you're letting go of players instead of getting players. Okay? So there was a huge exodus of all of these guys leaving when Saleh first got here. So it's not even like he got the defense and was like, the boys are back in town. Hell no. Everybody was out. Then on top of it, you bring in all of these rookies and you basically say, have at it, man. You got a fresh new batch of rooks, make something of it. And he does. And he does. Look at Alfred fucking Collins, man. Look at Alfred Collins. Look at where we were in April and where we are now in December, bro. Talking about Alfred Collins. All right? Could you have imagined the arc of Alfred Collins juxtaposed to CJ West? Could you imagine that? I don't think anybody would have called that. But I digress. Then you get a defense that immediately is playing. If this defense is healthy, I will stand by this. If our defense is healthy as constituted, like week 1 healthy, this is one of the best defenses in the NFL. If Nick Bosa is still playing, if Fred Warner is still playing, all right, if Michael Williams is still playing, if this defense is healthy, this is bar none one of the best defenses in the league with what I've seen that Coach Saleh has been able to get out of this group. All right. Then can I push back a little bit just because I do think there is something to be said. You were talking a little bit about Kyle Shanahan, and you said something really, really key that I do think applies to this as well, where you said, if we got this Kyle Shanahan in years past, who's telling basically what could have happened? Like maybe they would have won a Super Bowl or what have you. Sometimes it really takes having your back against the wall to get the best out of you, right? Yeah.
How easy is it to coach when you've got all the talent in the world? Sometimes you don't give it your all because you know the talent will just take over and win for you. So is it possible that we're getting the best out of both of these guys because of the circumstances that have happened, Robert Saleh included? I mean, he's only human. You know what I mean? Like, are we sure we would get all the exotic looks, or would he just sit back and cover 3 and cover 6 and be like, I mean, we can play soft coverage because we'll get home with 4. You know what I mean?
Son, yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because that is the point that I'm alluding to, is that this season is bringing the best out of everybody. It's bringing the best out of everybody. Everybody is forced to perform. There's no free rides. I said this at the beginning of the fucking season. In order for them to be successful, there are no free rides. No free rides. Nobody can just say, I'm on the Niners. No. You got to be a part. You got to pick up a shovel and dig. They've all responded. Trent Williams, God bless him. All of the vet days came into season out of shape. I don't give a damn what anybody says. You've seen it. He was out of shape. Played himself into shape. Trent was having some games in like the first 2 to 3 games of the season where I was like, son, this shit don't look good at all. Okay? Saleh being able to generate a pass rush with these guys, having Tatum Bethune ready, having him ready. Nobody called that. All right, we thought the season was done after Fred Warner was out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, having him ready. Jair Brown, shutting down Jair Brown, demoting him, putting him at dime linebacker, visibly upset. All right, pissed off, jilted, still kept him tethered to the mission. Put him in at safety. We get 2 picks out of Jair Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Come on. It's, dog, I hate to be sacrilegious and say, because it's all about the winning. It's all about the dub. And I get it. Win, 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 win. But you gotta love. Sometimes you gotta be romantic about the game. This is one of the best seasons that you have had to be a part of, as far as with this regime, what they have gotten out of everybody, the coaching, all right? Coach Saleh, the defense, Coach Kasarik, bringing in more guys, getting the young guys ready. You know who else low-key has been a dog and like he does not get that much like glaze, low-key? Kalia Davis. Kalia Davis has been
all year long,
son,
dude.
He has been
all
so consistent.
Long. Yes.
Kalia Davis has been balling, man. D winners, dog. Okay, I'm telling you, you don't got a heartbeat if you can say that they're not graded at an A+ coming into the bye. Honestly,
no.
Coming into for what they've done.
It's the only logical grade to give them. That's why when you asked me the original question, which is what is the grade? 13 weeks in, I said A+++++. Like, how many pluses can you give? That's the answer. That's the only answer. And one thing you just talked about, which has been true, and I've said it umpteen million times throughout the course of the season, especially in the post-game shows, this is probably my favorite Niners team as a fan in the Shanahan era because of everything that's happened, because of the fact that they continue to find a way to win. Even when they lose, like they're in these gritty performances, they stick around with teams that they have no business from a talent for talent level sticking with, and they just find ways to win. It's like they just stick around long enough, don't make any mistakes, allow you to make a mistake, and then they capitalize every single time. How many times have we seen superior, talented 49er teams lose a game that they shouldn't lose, or allow a team to stick around that probably shouldn't stick around? This is the opposite of that. Yeah. What was Kyle Shanahan's record in close games and blowing, 10-point games, fourth quarter? All that's out the window. They are finding ways to win all of these games, not some. It seems like every single time they're in a tight game situation, they are executing at a level higher than their opponents, no matter what, which is amazing to see, because the things that I laid out for a successful season had nothing to do with winning or how far they went in the playoffs or any of that. It was trimming the fat from a salary cap perspective. Check. Mm-hmm. It was developing these rookies to the best of their ability. I mean, you can't.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Just real quick.
Go ahead.
Developing the rookies. You can't make up for injuries. Injuries happen. There's nothing you can do about that. And then the last thing was figuring out how to win in this league the way that everybody else has to win in this league, which is tight, highly contested games.
Close
Most
games.
games are decided by one score or less. The 49ers have been blowing teams out for years, and when they haven't found a way to win those games. Now they're figuring out how to win. We have to remember this is a roster that had 35% turnover year to year. This is a very new team under the Shanahan regime. They needed to learn how to win, and they are doing just that, man. It's absolutely an A+.
Dude, we are organ grinding, man. We are exercising some demons with this season. I'm telling you. This season is showing out so many things that we struggled with for years. Like you said, blowing leads, game management, starting slow, not taking advantage of opportunities, penalties. All of these things have been killing us. I remember there was at one point, another big thing, not developing young guys. We're playing our rookies now. By hook or crook, I get it. We have to in some circumstances. But finally, and it's showing that the coaching staff can do it. We can put guys on the field. Competition is still flowing on the team going into week 13. That's just the defense. It's time to get the offense some love. Christian motherfucking McCaffrey, bro. You gotta give it up, dog. Hey, he's half what he was, bro. And my man, that's James Brown. That's the hardest working man in show business. I'm telling you, all of that usage, okay? I'm gonna tell you something right now. I know I have coached and I have played with a lot of show ponies. Running back is my favorite position. I've played with a lot of guys that they only want to play when they look good. They only want to put out maximum effort when they got the right starting offensive line or they getting the right reps that they need, okay? I'm going to tell you something about the run game. It's a labor of love, all right? And a lot of times, the 2.7 yards per carry, the 3.3 yards per carry, in an aggregate, yes, it's less than what he's used to. But the man is getting older, all right? Have some respect for time, all right? It is what it is. He ain't going to be the same all the time. We're trying to get this version of Christian McCaffrey out. What he has done with his body thus far, he's gotten every last drop of productivity out of him. He's a true pro. Even with him losing the punch that he once had last year, Christian McCaffrey is still getting used more than he ever has. At one point, top 10 receiver in the league, still running the full menu of the run game, inside and outside zone. All right, respected amongst the league, and still, dare I say it, the same way Trent Williams, he's earning his goddamn money, which is more than I can say for some people for the Niners. That seems to be something that's a privilege nowadays. Christian has been the tip of the spear for this offense when nobody thought that this offense was anything. Another thing moving forward is that the offense is going to have to start carrying the defense even more once we start seeing teams later into the season. Talk to me about who you have been impressed with offensively, and give me your grades of the offense overall.
I think, well, first of all, you said something there at the end that I have to touch on, which is the offense is going to have to carry the team. And we keep saying this, yet we've seen two of the most complete games from the defense and special teams to help this team win. I mean, even in the Cardinals game, right, where they put up 40 points, how many short fields were they given because of the defense and special teams?
3.
This game, they had the same situation. They scored, I think they had a 16-yard drive touchdown, 18-yard drive touchdown, and like a 30-something yard drive touchdown because special teams and defense, the offense has been very complimentary and at times has carried, right? But I guess what I'm saying is this team is still pretty damn complete. As much as we look at it on paper and say, well, they have a lot of injuries, they shouldn't be able to compete on defense. They're figuring out ways to contribute defensively when the offense isn't living up to expectations, i.e., the game against the Panthers, right?
Mm-hmm.
This game, very, very similar. The offense did what it was supposed to do, but the defense and special teams certainly did more than what they were supposed to do. So yes, the offense I would assume is going to have to carry things, but man, I feel like we keep saying this, and that hasn't been the case yet.
All right. Allow me to push.
Not that the offense hasn't done a great job.
I'm not saying that they haven't, but allow me to push back.
Mm-hmm.
Was the offense not carrying the team when we couldn't get a rushing touchdown for 3 weeks, but we were still winning games by throwing the ball damn near 50 times a game? Were we still not finding a way to get it done? Because, all right, look, individually, in a vacuum, an offense that can't get a rushing touchdown, there's issues, right? What's going on with your offense? Now, holistically, when you look at complementary football, you still if you're on defense, I don't care how you guys get it done. Score points. All right. Make us right. Compliment what we're doing for you guys. So if you guys can't score a rushing touchdown, I don't need you to beat your head against the wall trying to figure out why you're wasting reps during game time to figure that out. Do that on your own time. But in the meantime, you're the pros on that side of the ball. Figure out a way to get a process and an SOP together where we can walk this thing into Sundays and feel like we can win the game. And the offense has done that early, especially with a backup quarterback. Would you not say that?
Listen, that's two very different things. You said the offense is going to have to carry the team.
Yeah,
and while I agree on paper, but me pushing back against that is not me then saying also that the offense hasn't done what they need to do or hasn't been good. The offense has been amazing and spurts has carried, but saying that they have to carry, I don't know that that's the case. The special teams has been elite. Eddie Pinheiro, Sky Moore, the defense has done a really good job. The defense has done a really good job too. I'm just saying, saying the offense has to carry the team means that they are the unit, the dominant unit week in and week out. And we haven't seen that for multiple weeks in a row. We just haven't yet.
Okay. So I get that and I can respect that, but I'm forecasting here. Walk with me. As the season progresses, teams are going to start falling off. All of this conversation right now, week 12, is amazing. Right now, because everybody technically, in a way, is still a live dog. We're still talking about people that are, quote unquote, in the hunt, right? As things calcify, cream is going to rise to the top, and we're not going to see the Browns offense, okay? I love what our defense did Sunday, but I can still keep the main thing, and understand that we were playing against a very bad offense.
For sure.
Okay? We're not going to, if we are talking about success for this team, now we've talked about this, we're not going to, shoehorn in another subject, but would it be safe to say that you and I will both agree that a successful season, by and large, at the floor would be that the Niners go to the playoffs? Agreed?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So with that said, we're going to be seeing some type of comparable offense in the playoffs. All right. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be seeing the Browns, right? Well, God love them, but we're not going to be seeing the Cardinals. We're not going to be seeing the Titans, who we got coming out of the bye week. All right. Mm-hmm. We're going to be seeing teams that are in the playoffs. From my perspective, once we get into the playoffs, it's going to be imperative for us to score, for our offense to put up points, for us to jump on teams early, right? So yes, right now I get it. Complimentary football all day long. That's what we're doing. One hand is definitely washing the other, and I see that. Down the line, as the cream rises to the top, like I said before, I see offense can't mill around and wait on the defense, right? Our regular SOP, the way we usually have done things is what happens? We lead with our defense. Defense comes in, they start fast. Offense gets at least maybe 2 to 3 drives to get their act together. That's if the defense doesn't get a pick or some type of turnover or some type of short field opportunity. Man, we've seen this. That story is as old as time. Those days are over. This is a whole new team. And if it stands to reason that we're winning a whole new way in the regular season, don't you think it would stand to reason that we're going to have to start winning a whole new way when it comes to the playoffs if we get there, if we expect to go.
Yeah, I mean that's entirely possible. I mean, we're going to be facing more complete teams. Even down the stretch. Like I look at Chicago. I look at Seattle. Those are very, very complete teams. They've got a good offense and a good defense. Chicago may not rank high defensively, but they've had their two top corners out for a long time. They just came back this last week, and we saw the clamps they put on the Eagles, right, in prime time. So you got to look at the team as is. It's not necessarily the same team all year round. Seattle, their offense wasn't complete until about 3 weeks into the season. They started to figure it out. They had a new receiving core, a new quarterback, a new offensive coordinator, and it took them a few weeks to get going. So you're going to play more complete teams. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't want to discredit the other units for this team, because I feel like the 49ers are showing to be a complete team right now. And I think that's what it's really going to take to win in the playoffs. You're also not going to roll into the playoffs, have one of three units firing on all cylinders and carry the other two. That's not going to happen in the playoffs either.
Agreed, man. Let's get some super chats out the way. Kind of piling up. New member. I think is he yours or mine? Alex Maya 5300. He may be mine. Thank you, man. Gammon Brown 9898, my boy Gammon. Thank you. If you had to describe yourself as a garden tool, which tool would it be? Juwan Jennings. Sorry, no, I'm just playing.
Jeez, that's.
I'm just like, I can't help myself. I cannot help myself. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just joshing. I'm just Juwaning.
It was pretty apropos. That was pretty good. Good timing on that one. Good comedic timing.
Thank you. I see that you're staying away from it. It's cool. Bill Kennedy, 9554. I'm greedy. Won a home playoff game. Thoughts? Man.
You have to win the division.
We have to win the division.
But listen, the Rams completely stunk it up this last week. So you got a chance. You're only one game in the loss column behind both Seattle and the Rams, and both of them play this week and you don't. If somehow, some way, both those teams lose. Also, by the way, you're going to play Seattle week 18. If there's anything on the line, anything in week 18 on the line, Sam Darnold's going to wet the bed. You can almost guarantee that. So
yeah, it is. That's very true. Cam's dad, one, thank you, because we play as a team deep in playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I think that what do you think? Do you feel like this is some of the most cohesive play that you've seen from the Niners this year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like for the first time, special teams is a strength of this team. I feel like for the first time since Ted Ginn, we have a returner that can actually do something. And special teams is a forgotten unit, but gosh, it's so important. And this team's fire. They're finding ways to win with every single unit this year, which is pretty massive.
I mean, this. I need to say this as well. I have been dogging Sky Moore because let's be honest.
Because he doesn't do anything as an offensive player.
There wasn't much before the last two games. But the back-to-back games of Sky Moore finally breaking through, getting north-south, putting his foot in the ground, and getting traction. I mean, it is such a weapon to start the Arizona game off at the one, right? Open up the Browns game with a 66-yard return. Like, I mean, stuff like that is like, those were backbreakers to that. You know who I felt bad for Cleveland's defense.
Cleveland's defense.
Oh my God. I felt
how hard
so
do you have to play, man? Yeah.
My God, they were doing everything. I mean, when everything was right, dude, they were like flies on shit. It was bad. They made Christian McCaffrey a focal point yesterday, and they succeeded. Christian didn't do much yesterday, and they really made it a point to phase him out. Kyle, you got to give him credit down in the red zone. The keeper with Brock, genius. I was saying before that play, like, what are they going to do? Like, get Juwan involved. Maybe they need to get George involved, and like to keep Brock, to give a keeper, especially with the make on Brock being able to be mobile. That was a great play by Kyle, but I felt horrible for the Browns defense because honestly, their entire team kept shooting him in the foot. That dude, first of all, does Stefanski need to be fired, bro? That was such a horrible coaching job. Yes. My God. Everybody saw this kid about the fumble. How many times did he try to fumble the ball before he fumbled the punt returns? What's the kid's name? Havenstein?
I don't even. Bro, I don't know who it is.
This kid fumbled the ball like 3 to 4 times before he actually gave it up. I'm looking at Stefanski like, bro, pull this guy.
He literally pulled a Kyle Williams that game. Bro, it was just like, bro, how many times?
Son, Too Much Sauce 33. Does Ricky Pearsall get an invite to the cookout?
He tries. He definitely tries.
But that's the point. He tries. That's why I don't want to invite him. He be trying. Oh, get with ass. Like, why you trying so much? I don't know. I'll let you know next year. Bill Kennedy, 9554. Predict last 4 games. Number 6 this week, regardless. All right. So the last 4 games, we got Tennessee, Indy, Chicago, and Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee's a dub. Off a bye. Come on.
Yes. Yeah.
Indy's lost the last 3 of their 4. Indy's lost 3 of their last 4. Isn't Daniel Jones playing with like a fractured tibula or something?
Yeah.
He's got
I think you just like mixed fibula and tibia, which is amazing.
Tibia, whatever the hell. Tibia, fibula, my knee bone's connected to my whatever bone. Hey, all I'm saying is that they're coming back to earth. They're coming back to earth. Now, obviously, what they bring is that run game. The run game is...
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's going to be a handful no matter what.
Oh, my God. But we'll see what we can do with that. But I will say this. I don't feel as... There's traction there. I didn't feel like that about a month ago. I felt like, man, the Colts were running through the league with a buzzsaw. They've slowed down tremendously. And I think they just lost this week, didn't they? Didn't they lose?
Yeah, they lost to the Texans.
Yeah, they lost to CJ Stroud's first game back. So that one. So Indy I got as a win. So I got what do you got? You got Indy as a win?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what games are they're gonna lose. I think they'll go 2-2 down the stretch. They're definitely beating Tennessee, and then the final 3 they'll lose 2 of those. But the bottom line is this: they just have to win 11 games total. 11 games is what it's going to take to get in the playoffs. 11
won't
wins.
do it.
And they're going to get those 2. So they'll be in the playoffs is all that matters.
Yeah, they got to win 2 games. All right. Kennedy and Bernie of the Unbeaten. Agree 100%. Not the best, but my favorite Kyle's team. This is my favorite Kyle Shanahan team.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah. Smack Jones 919 and BA didn't want part of this clown. Talk about Sky. Shit, even number 6 looks great. If we could have picked up one A1 edge, this could have been our year. We're going to talk about that. I don't know about BA not wanting to be here. Let me say this about the BA stuff, because it's all over the place now. I think it's like Game of Thrones now. It's just like it's grown upon itself. We don't know what's going on. I don't think anybody does. And honestly, I'm okay with that. As fans, we don't deserve to know everything. We just deserve to know the truth. But from the standpoint of whatever happened between BA and the Niners, I don't feel like it's over. I feel like it's still ongoing. And anybody talking in finalities is outing themselves as definitely being full of shit, because nobody knows what's going on, honestly. You see Joseph Umberg, 7381. Niners beating Pats or Broncos in the Super Bowl. F. Brock Purdy.
God, dude, those things do not go together. I
will
say this is the most wide open that the NFL as a whole has been in a long time. The fact that you look up and the 1 and 2 seeds in the AFC are the Pats and the Broncos. You're not looking at Mahomes, Jackson, or Allen, the juggernauts that are over there. Now, I do feel like at least 2 of those 3 teams make it, and one of them will end up in the Super Bowl just because quarterback play is so important, especially when you get to the playoffs. But also, I don't know, because Drake May's kind of turning into that dude. He really is. So if he can continue that in the playoffs, man, they're going to be a real tough out.
Drake May is definitely turning into something. It's not your uncle's AFC.
No.
So let me see. Papa 7146. Bosa still leads the team in sacks. What a weird year.
Yeah,
That's
man.
insane.
I don't know.
Alex Maya 5300 playing like some dogs, knowing nothing easy around here anymore. I see our issue because you have to keep your head straight, but I'm loving this team and the grit. Yeah, this has been a phenomenal year. We have another gifted 10 memberships from Gaming Brown. Gaming, you're my dog, bro. Thank you so much.
Nice, Gaming.
Also,
You.
Tommy Hexley, K5D, gifted one last second sports membership. Awesome, dude. Thank you, guys. Tommy Huxley, K5D. Coach said Brindle is protector of the year. No, I did not. No, I did not. That's you just trying to rage bait me right now. You know exactly how I feel about Jake Brindle. Stop. Daza 0187. Browns win was good, but the last 3 games is a nightmare stretch. We can go 3-0 just as easily as 0-3. I don't feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. The Browns win was so impressive to me. I get it. It's the Browns. You can look at the record, but again, context matters. And this is I put this out on Twitter before Brock Purdy even had a touchdown in the game. So it was halftime. And I said, this is why I don't box score scout. And because if you look at the box score of this game, you wouldn't be impressed with what Brock Purdy's done in this game. You would be very impressed with what he did box score wise against the Cardinals. But I was more impressed with the Browns game, again, before he even had a touchdown, with the stats being mediocre or whatever, than I was with anything to do with the Cardinals game. And the reason that I was more impressed is because there was wind involved. It was a tough defense. You're on the road. 13th week in a row. I know it wasn't 13 weeks for him, but for the team, short week. And on top of that, he wasn't putting the ball in harm's way. So to me, that was more impressive than going out against a bad Cardinals team and performing the way that he did. So I look at the Browns. I was impressed with not only Brock, but just the team as a whole. You got to remember Kyle Shanahan was like 1-9 against Schwartz before that game. Like, the way that they ended up dominating that game, it's pretty impressive, man. It is.
It's an impressive win. Grade out Brock. What did you give him this game?
This game, A+. Yeah. I mean, listen, again, there were so many circumstances that went into this game. And the biggest thing for me with Brock is just playing within himself. That's why I was such a big fan of what Mac Jones was doing, man. You have to play within yourself. It's not like Mac Jones is a world beater, but Mac Jones knows exactly who he is. Brock has to know who he is too. He has to understand he doesn't have the big arm. He's not going to go out there and Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen wow you or what have you. You don't have to be that guy. You just have to play within yourself and make 2 to 3 timely big plays a game. I'll give you an example. That throw to Kittle, the 50-50 ball, if that was done on a first down in the first quarter, that's a dumbass throw. You don't make that throw. But sometimes there are places and times to make that throw. A throw on third down or with the game on the line, because the offense has been struggling all game. It's totally okay to make those throws. And him choosing to make that throw then, yes, it worked out. Yes, you could say it was a 50-50 ball, what have you.
It was
is very different. It was. But it's very different in the time that he did it versus down 1 first quarter, which is what you see from him on a regular basis. Like, dude, why are you throwing into double coverage or throwing a 50-50 ball on first down when it's a 0-0 game? That doesn't make any fucking sense. But doing it when he chose to do it, it's that game. I felt like he mentally played perfectly. That's what I want from Brock. Mentally play a perfect game, let the rest fall into place, and don't put the ball in harm's way, man. And that's what he's doing. That's what he did in that game. So you have to give him full credit for that.
I love that. I was much harder on Brock, man. But listening to you, man, I'm realizing how hard I was on him. He did have a very good game. Moving into KFW 9257, we need to keep it real. 3-0 against teams with a combined record of 9-24 isn't that impressive. Our injury situation is ridiculous. LOL. 3 healthy linebackers. Now, let me take this one for a little bit. You're talking out of both sides of your mouth. Because on one hand, you're saying that the being 3-0 against teams with a combined record of 9-24 is impressive, but then you finish off with talking about our injury situation and how ridiculous it is. So which is it? Are you impressed at the fact that we're winning with the injuries that we've accrued?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you be upset that we were 0-3 with these teams and they were a combined 9-24 and saying that the injuries don't matter? It's no excuse. So, you know what I'm saying? Perfect ain't on the menu. That's my point. All right. And I understand that you can be so cynical right now, but you be missing out on the rest of the league. The rest of the league, this is what we're trying to say. There's really no creme de la creme this year. It's wide open. So guess what? In a wide open season, a last place schedule doesn't really hit as much as you think it would. It doesn't have the same effect. It doesn't. Okay. I could see if there were teams that were just world beaters that were really running away from the Bills. You know what I'm saying? Golly, thank God we don't have to face the Ravens. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's injured. Go ahead, Jess.
I think two things can be true to a certain extent. Like, I'm with KFW from the standpoint of like, okay, just because they went 3-0 in these games doesn't mean that you all of a sudden think they're going to win a playoff game. I don't think they're going to win a playoff game. I still hold true to that.
Okay.
However, what we're doing today on this show is we are grading 13 weeks into the season. We're not looking at the playoffs and predicting, are they going to get a win? If we're doing that, that's a very different conversation. Or how far are they going to go in the playoffs? But we are grading what they've done 13 weeks into the season, and giving anything other than an A+++++ and being impressed, it's just disingenuous in my opinion.
I can't believe I'm about to do this, because this is some shit that me and you would laugh at on the phone if somebody said this. But Jesse, if they go to the playoffs, dude, I got them winning one. At least.
Hey, yeah,
I
see,
do,
man.
Bro,
we'll see.
The playoffs is a whole new season, bro.
Is there a matchup that you wouldn't say that against though? Because you got to see how they match up, right? Like if they match up, if there's one team that you're like, man, if they play so and so, I just don't like that matchup at all. Like maybe that's the team they match up against. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe maybe there's a matchup you really like, and that's the team they match up against. I don't know. I don't think they're winning a playoff game, but we'll see.
I just look at it from a standpoint of like, man, once you know how to play in the championship rounds, when you get somebody out there who really doesn't know what they're doing, or you get a coaching staff that doesn't know what they're doing, you can have a team. You can have an OC that doesn't know what he's doing. Jesse, the playoffs is so finicky because all the points go down. It's about running game and defense. Who can travel? Who can play? Hold on. Who can travel? Who can play 60 minutes? Who has been playing more 60-minute ball games than us? Nobody.
Don't disagree with that.
I'll tell you this. All right. On the inverse, I get it. Who will we face, and who will we not want to see? I get all of that. But ask yourself this: if we made it to the playoffs, could you think of any teams that would want to play us?
I don't necessarily think that there's a team that would just be excited to play the 49ers.
Nobody would want to play us.
But I also look at the Dallas Cowboys right now, and if they sneak into the playoffs, who the fuck wants to play that team?
I'm not scared of this they defense.
You can say that. You can say, but their defenses look good since they've made the trades. That's my point.
All right.
Since they added Quinnen Williams and Buddy at linebacker, their defenses look good. Like, all right, man. You know what I mean? Dak's hooping right now. Like, you know what I mean? There are teams that you're scared of. Not that you're scared to play, you would prefer not to play, but that doesn't mean they're going to win. That's like, listen, you don't have to be scared to get your ass whooped. And in the inverse, sometimes being scared doesn't mean you're going to get your ass whooped. So I just look at it and say, what you said was, and I think this holds true, in order to win in the playoffs, you have to be able to run the ball and stop the run. The 49ers don't run the ball successfully on a per average clip, and they don't stop the run successfully. They just
Jordan
don't.
James came out of nowhere, dog. Like what if Kyle's just been like keeping him on ice? Like
he literally, keeping him on ice.
He's not even suiting
up.
That'd be some real Machiavelli type shit. God. That would be crazy. I'm just saying, man. Like there's life, and I feel fortunate to be in this. I feel fortunate to be in this position of the season. So I don't think that I have the right to be cynical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, I'm not
they
saying
brought
be
us this
cynical.
far.
I'm just saying let's make a prediction. And listen, bigger than life. Jesse doesn't know football because I'm saying that I don't think the 49ers are going to win a game. How does that prove
Come
any
on,
football
son.
knowledge? It's a fucking opinion about who's going to win a game. Like what? That doesn't even make any
Come
sense.
on, man.
Oh, because I'm a bigger fan, I think that they're going to win. So you don't know what you're like. What the? Doesn't even make any sense.
We don't
dude.
do
It
the
doesn't
ad
make any
hominem
sense.
attacks, man. You can't.
It literally doesn't make any sense.
You can't attack me because you don't like my point. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Yo, don't do that. All right.
Points. And the thing is about a point is, can you defend it? Whether it's not, are you right or wrong? But if you truly believe it, can you defend it in the moment? Can you articulate it? And the answer is unequivocally yes. I don't make a point unless I feel like I can defend it and articulate it. So
we're both making points, but I mean, this is a part of the show. Us pushing back against each other. That's what we're here. This just can't be a circle jerk. Okay. Like it's got to be some form of like, I was about to say something wild, but it's got to be some type of give and take. You know what I'm saying? Like I caught myself. But all I'm saying is that, like I said before, man, at some point, you know, all right, we're going to analyze and be content creators and all of that. And I get that. But do you ever, and I know you do this, and I'm saying hypothetically, but do you ever just put it all down and just sit back and just enjoy and just watch and say like, dog, what? They're pulling stuff out that I didn't call. I didn't call Mac Jones this year. I didn't call that. All right. I didn't call Alfred Collins this year. I didn't call that. Kendrick Bourne. I didn't see that coming. All right. The generated pass rush once we lost Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. I didn't see that coming. I asked, how are they going to do this? Mm-hmm. Right. But they're essentially having mini 1-game seasons. Like that's how much altering and packaging and different ways of the offense. This is how much they're doing week to week just to stay afloat. This isn't, they're facing the Browns, so they got lucky. They're facing the Cardinals, so they got lucky. They're facing the Panthers, lucky them, they got lucky. The Panthers just curb stomped the Rams. So it's literally is week to week. So that's all I'm saying, man.
This league, and that's again why I love this team so much this year, because we see it every single week where one team, and usually you stop seeing it around like week 9, week 10, because the league just normalizes, right? And it's like, okay, the cream rises to the top.
You know who's who.
You know, but dude, you're still seeing it 13 weeks in where a team that has no business beating another team finds a way to beat them. You're like, how the hell did that team lose to that? It happens this week. It was the Panthers and the Rams, you know, a couple weeks ago, it was the Bills and the Dolphins. Every week you can point to this, literally every week. But the 49ers haven't been on the side of how the hell did they lose that? They have been on the side of how the hell did they win that, though? They have been on that side.
Hey man, well at 9-4, we're creeping on that side of how the hell did they lose that? You know what I'm saying?
I want to address this real quick too, because this has got me fired up. There's nothing that gets me fired up more than people like trying to like check my fan credentials.
Go ahead, bang dog.
Half Dead says, I'm pretty sure Jesse loves football. True. And wanted to be involved somehow and knew the 49ers get tons of views and pretended to be a fan. All right, bro.
Don't do that.
If that's the case, then how have I posted? Just anybody right now can go to my posts on my channel and see posts from me 15 years ago with my kids. I've got a post from when I was in middle school wearing a 49ers jacket. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. So I somehow conjured up in grade school and middle school, like, I'll wear 49ers gear now because I know in 30 years, YouTube will be something. And the 49ers specifically come on, man. This doesn't even make any sense. It makes no sense.
You can't fake it, man. Like if in those, let's be real. There are some who are. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty evident. But like, come on, man. Let's be a little respectful. So look, Cam's dad, coach, Ricky's getting separation, not targeted.
Okay,
what's your take on Ricky, bro?
The problem with this is that I do think that Ricky has a little bit of who was the cat man? What was his name? Pettis. Little Pettis to his game, and not in a bad way. Like, I'm not trying to like disparage Ricky. What I'm saying is, he's a loose route runner. He doesn't run his routes as precise sometimes as this offense in particular calls for. And so, yes, he may be getting open, but is it possible that the quarterback has his eyes on him and then looks away because he's making one shake too many, doing a little too much? And so he gets to the top of his route and he's open, but the quarterback's already taken his eyes away because he needed to hit. You have to understand this offense is so timing based that every single hitch means a new read. So when Brock Purdy hits his back foot, that's read number 1. When he hitches up, that's read number 2. When he hitches up, that's read number 3. If he's looking during a specific hitch and Ricky isn't open, then he's got to move on. And so, yes, Ricky's getting open on film, but that doesn't mean that he should get the ball. You understand me?
I understand exactly what you're saying. What you're saying is that he takes false steps and he tries to look way more athletic than he is. I just hate that. I'm sorry.
Instagram route runner to a certain extent.
Man, he is a social media All-American, dog. I literally can hear the sound effects when he makes his routes on film. Ricky, get upfield, make a cut, and get open. You know what? There's a little bit of Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall in that Ricky Pearsall thinks a little bit too much of his skill set too. If Ricky Pearsall picked up a little bit of Wes Welker, a little bit of Danny Amendola, all right, somebody that just gets to the point because you know that there's a limited amount of time that your athleticism can be a weapon before you have to get on the ground. If you played with a little bit more suddenness in the fact that you just want to get open instead of you want to look good. Look, Ricky has gotten all of the grace in the world. He's had a rough start. We already know about mini men. We all saw what happened. Wish death upon me. We get it. All right. Everything happened with Ricky. And then before, this is a point that you always make up. Ricky was hurt before he got shot. Okay. Before he got shot. Now that he's back, all right, he's been out. We're forgetting the fact that Ricky Pearsall was out majority of the beginning of this season as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And he had to get brought back. I'm telling you right now, Ricky Pearsall needs to start getting a streamlined approach. I get exactly what you're saying with Ricky, and it is frustrating. I saw him run a screen against the Bears, bro. The Browns, he made so many cuts that were not necessary. He's making all of these moves. Dude, we get it. You want to be cheetah. You want to be the snow leopard. I get it. You think you're athletic. Dude, get upfield, stick your foot in the ground and get upfield. Find paint. It's enough. I know exactly. Ricky Pearsall, he's wasting steps on the field. Sean, for the win. What's the offensive identity of this team? I can't say that we've established 113 games into the season. Yes, all 3 phases are contributing, but what are we on? But what are we on offense, and where is Ricky Pearsall? We just talked about Ricky. What we are on offense is that I think we're game to game. Honestly, I really believe it's what Kyle sees as the best mode of attack for the team that we're facing, because we don't have enough to stay consistent at one area. We have things that we like. We have plays that we like. I've seen Kyle baking in a lot of things, especially in the run game. We're mixing the run game up very well. But I believe that our identity is that we adjust. I truly believe that that's our identity, is that we're an offense that adjusts. We adjust to what we're facing.
We're CMC heavy. That's our offense is CMC. So that's what it comes down to. Whatever CMC
Artful.
Is, that's the offense. That's it. That's the offense.
Very well said.
That's the identity.
By the way, Jesse, I haven't been able to make super chats on your channel for nearly a month. Was I show banned? Was I somehow banned?
I don't know. I'll go look at it. If one of my mods might have, I don't ban people. So I'll have to go look, make sure that you're not banned. I apologize. If you are, I'll unban you. I don't know why you would be banned.
Cam's dad won. We win next 3. Last game, very close. If we play the 4-1 seed, then we win it. Homer, maybe. Faith. I don't know, man. I mean, we know that the Super Bowl is here this year. I'm not going to talk about it, but it'd be amazing. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Alex Maya 5300. My little bro's a Seahawks fan. The last game of the regular season, he's finna be nasty. I can't wait. It's finna be nasty. I can't wait. I get it. It's gonna be a good game. Gojira Von Jinx, do you think Brock and Kyle had a long and serious conversation last week about those crap throws, which is also on Kyle to stop calling those plays? What do you think about this? What do you think about the split is between Kyle, Brock, blame on the picks last week?
I mean, I think serious conversations happen on a regular basis. I think that's why it's so funny when people are like, man, Jesse, you're so hard on Brock. And like, you don't think Kyle says way worse to him than I do? Like, are you fucking high? Dude. Like, these coaches, I get on YouTube and I hardly cuss. Like, I just kind of tell you how I see it. But man, if you don't think that there's been a time or two when Kyle has turned on the film and been like, what the fuck is this, Brock? You fucking do that shit again. This is my off. Like, come on, man. This happens on a regular basis in the NFL. Whether you're a good quarterback, a great quarterback, a bad quarterback, coaches and NFL talk, they don't mess around. Anything I've said about Brock is child's play compared to what happens in those quarterback rooms with Kyle and him. I guarantee it. Now, that doesn't mean they have a bad relationship. It doesn't mean that Kyle doesn't have culpability. It's just the truth of how these things actually go down. So, yes, I'm sure that there was a conversation about it. I'm sure it wasn't the nicest. It doesn't mean that there's a rift. It's just the way that the NFL fucking works.
Agreed. Keith and Bernie beaten. I'm going to say it. I believe this team has a chance to play past the divisional. I didn't think that a month ago. Something feels special. It's romantic. It's romantic. Hey,
you know what? Whoa. Actually, that's a great point. And I want to say this team is very Brock Purdy, meaning last round pick, last pick of the draft, very underdog.
We're sentimental.
That's this whole team, man. This whole team
this year
bro. Is very that.
Yeah. I feel it. Love is in the air. I feel it, man. I feel it. You can't tell me you feel it, man. All right. Keith and Bernie, the unbeaten. Jesse, you were right. The Rams defense is sus. I said this,
man. Tell me,
dog. When we lost to the Rams the second time, the number one thing that really pissed me off is that I saw how mid their defense is. Their defense is mid, bro. It is mid. Yep. The Rams, I hear it. Braden Fisk, Byron Young, Jared Verse. I get all of that. Man, them linebackers, that secondary, son, the Rams defense is suspect. They are suspect. They didn't do we lost to them, but that was by way of our defense having trouble with Matt Stafford and Sean McVay dialing up against us.
Yeah, they just outscored us.
Yeah, they just outscored us, bro. Like, they weren't stopping us. Whoa, my man, 10 grand. Herbie Holland, 5,800 with the hundo. I feel you, dog. Hell, I don't care what happens the rest of the way. Win a playoff game or lose a playoff game or don't make playoffs at all. I'm still impressed with this team. I had them at 4-13, thought they would tank with all the injuries, but they haven't, so I'm cool. Hey, I'm not mad at that. Cam's dad, Jesse, you get heat because you're Cone adjacent. I'm Cone adjacent.
Listen, I don't give a fuck. Like, people are going to say what they say. Like, this whole thing, like, it's so funny because, like, I'll go back and forth with people on here because it's fun. Coach will tell you, like, I don't give a shit what people think about me, dog. Like, I don't care. I have zero fucks to give.
Like, yo, hey, the only reason why Jesse is like an upstanding human being is because he's a father and he found God. Outside of that, he's a savage. I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, that's the only thing that's saving this dude, man. Like, God and his boys. Outside of that, dude, he's John Wick. It's over. Sean for the win. Pretty Ricky, what they call him. Hey, it is what it is, man. Ricky's got to show up and help us out. DGTY225. Should we look at drafting Kombucha Jenkins?
Yeah, listen, I haven't put any thought into the draft at all. So
Is that the
like,
kid out of Texas
that's
A&M?
what I don't know, but that's what the Cardinals are doing right now. I'm not trying to be there yet. All right.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Hey, let's get into some super chat. No, let's get into some sleeper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
because that'll help us out big time.
All right, man. I made this one really, really easy on us because I knew the Monday night game was going to happen while we were live. And so I wanted to make some picks to have some skin in the game for that. So here's what I've got. First of all, promo code LSS, get a 100% deposit match of up to $100. Link is pinned to the top of my description. Also, right now, if you use that same promo code, you'll get a free $20 play. You don't even have to make a deposit. So here are the picks for this evening. Win basketball, Michael Porter Jr. just has to basically have a pulse and show up on the court and get any stat, and we win. Stephon Diggs has to get 50.5 receiving yards. Feel good about that. Mac Hollins has to get less than a touchdown. And then Drake May has to rush/pass for more than 272.5 yards. Those are the picks. $10 to win 40. Just a little quick one. You can tail me, you can fade me, but either way, use promo code LSS. All right, coach, let's get back to it.
My dog. We got some more super chat. Dude, we're like super chatted out. Gammon Brown 9898 at Jesse. As a mod on both streams, I will have to time you out if there's another F-bomb.
I know, man. I'm definitely getting loose with it. I will say on stream, I'm very professional. That is one of the things that I do struggle with in my personal life is I curse a lot. So what you see here is me really tailing it back for the algorithm.
I don't curse enough. R Heart 22, Shanahan, BP, Brock Purdy, CMC, Kittle, and Trent. We always have a chance. It's kind of nice not having all the high expectations as well. Love this team's grit. That is true, man. What is it? Is there a factor is that nobody really expects much from us as far as like the overall NFL world? That does it feel good that, maybe kind of people don't see us coming?
I think
that's a stretch.
I think to our heart's point is that you see the uniform, you see Kyle Shanahan, you see that cast of characters. Nobody is taking the 49ers lightly in the playoffs. 0% chance of that happening.
Kenny 757, my boy Kenny. I'm glad we finally got rid of that loser mentality. I never understood why the coaching staff are so afraid to just go for it. You play the game to win. Plus, we've seen crazier shit happen in the NFL. We have, bro. We have. I just don't. What I want is for us to win the games and finish out the regular season. I don't want the conversation to be about, man, anything could happen, because what that says, the elephant in the room is if you take that narrative, that's almost saying as though like, well, you don't have faith that you can just win, period. You're banking on something crazy to happen. And I don't want to have that attitude either. So yes, anything can happen, but from where we look right now, I really want to see what these guys look like coming out of the bye. Now, dude, if we come out flat against the Titans, all's not lost if we lose to the Titans, by the way. Numerically, we're still in it. Nothing changes, honestly.
No.
But
it would be a major disappointment to lose to a one-win team coming off of a bye. That would be just as disappointing and unimpressive as beating Cleveland was exhilarating and very impressive.
For sure. Another super chat from Herbie Holly 5800. I've been a fan since 97. My favorite 49er is still John Brody. I watched Steve Spurrier quarterback the 49ers. Fans need to enjoy the experience of the team. Stop being so fanatical and personal. Good Lord. Yeah, I mean, it is. This being able to sit back and watch what they've done this season, it truly has been a joy to watch. Honestly, if you've ever been to a great show and you finish and you see the work, you are in awe of what they've been able to put out on the field week in and week out, based especially off of the things that they've shown that they've been worried about in years past. Like, they're not going to play rookies. They're just not. Kyle's not going to put guys on the field and change things necessarily because he's going to go with what he knows. Kyle has even changed. I think that there was a blessing that Matt came on, because there were elements of the offense that I feel as though got married over once Brock came on, i.e., I believe that Kyle really had to hone in on his 2-minute drill because that's a strength of Mac Jones. And I believe that he had to, that's something that we don't necessarily do here, right? Where we really phase and work on the 2-minute completely. Like I remember during certain years where they were saying like, yo, we don't really practice 2-minute. You know, we have offense, but we don't necessarily work that SOP through. That helped. Tempo on the offense, being able to pick up the damn pace. We have been one of the league's slowest offenses all the time. Being able, Mac Jones stealing drives, scoring before halves, finishing out things, especially with Brock Purdy. Dude, it's been a joy to watch.
Yeah, it really has.
Blue Bronco 48, ready for a Jake Moody homecoming against Chicago? Man, Jake Moody has been passed around like a college freshman, boy. I don't know where else he gonna be at. Jake Moody is getting tossed up. Hey, man. Well, look, these are the end of our super chats. Jess, we've been on for an hour 5. You got some time for another one, or you want to go?
Let's do one more.
Let's do one more. I feel like we've touched on so many. We've kind of already hit most of our topics that we're going on. Let's just go with one that's cool. Juwan, what's going on?
Like this is about to be an after-school special sit-down talk. Here we go. Okay.
What is going on? Juwan Jennings is one of my favorite players on the team. But apparently, he's a garden tool. Hey, listen, there's been a lot going on with Juwan Jennings, and we love his fight. First off, let's just talk about what he brings. Juwan Jennings plays to the echo of the whistle. He's always playing full tilt. One of our most physical players, forget receivers, players on the team, definitely brings the noise. As of late, Juwan Jennings has been getting into a lot of skirmishes on the field, particularly over these last 2 weeks. Juwan Jennings got nut shot, okay, goes onto the ground by a defender for Carolina. And in the beginning of it, I believe it was Morik, their safety, who went back and where Juwan went up to him after the game and punched Morgan in the face. By the way, didn't we all think that Juwan Jennings was going to get suspended for a game or something? Whatever happened with that? Do you know?
It just never happened. They fined him. They basically looked at Morig as the aggressor and suspended him.
All right. So moving along, we get to the Cleveland Browns game. I didn't notice any skirmishes in the game, but after the game, longtime defensive lineman, what's his name? Harris?
Shelby Harris and Myles Garrett said something too.
And Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett is kind of known as like being like one of the most mild-mannered, affable guys in the NFL.
But hold on, let's consider the source. Myles Garrett also took off somebody's helmet and tried to murder them mid-game. Like, come on, Myles Garrett. Can you really talk?
Murder is a very, very murder's a strong word. So I've got a theory. So what happened is the dude Harris said that, Juwan was a hoe and all of this, and what he said, and then he ran behind his offensive line. I played for a long time. There's really only one thing that you can say on a football field that can make somebody like take it to that level, right? Or at least this is like the gateway. And a lot of it can happen when you're going back and forth with a guy. I think there could have been a possibility that Juwan was running around throwing around SMDs, man. Because that would get you ready to fight, bro. That would get you ready to fight. Because there's a lot that's said. It's not necessarily an office room. It's not necessarily like a corporate America on the field.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff is being said. So in order for you to kind of like break that norm, there's got to be some type of level of respect, of disrespect. What do you think, by your perspective, is the best guess of what the hell is going on with Juwan Jennings and why everybody is responding to his on-the-field antics seems to be?
I don't know. I just look at Juwan Jennings is that guy that's just always right up on the edge. And it's really annoying as a Niner fan when he goes over the edge and does things like in the Tampa game, for example, where he's just getting a penalty for no reason when you're in scoring position and takes you out of scoring position. Those things can be annoying. What we like Juwan Jennings, though, is exactly what's happening right now, where he's not getting the penalties. He's not getting in trouble. and he's just agitating the hell out of his opponents. Like, these guys clearly were so perturbed by whatever was going on that they had to talk about it in a post game, which means they were out of their game on the field. They were absolutely taken out of their game by Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
Now, was what he said appropriate? I don't know. I mean, that's up for every individual to decide for themselves. We don't even know exactly what was said. If they took offense to it, then they took offense to it. That doesn't mean that the next man's going to take offense to it. All is fair in love and war, and words are just words. So ultimately, the way that I see it is, you had your chance to shut him up on the field. You were unable to do so, and you got in your feels afterwards, and that's exactly what Juwan Jennings wants. The only commitment he has is to his teammates, not the opposing team. And I will say, I get it. The league now is different. All these guys know each other, and they're friends in the offseason, and all of that. But there's also something really fun about being a bit old school and not giving a damn about who's on the other side of the field or the other side of the lines when you're playing basketball, and just being an agitator and having the old school mentality of competitive spirit. And I think that's what Juwan Jennings has, and I like it. I personally like it. So
yeah, it's gritty. I mean, it's still within the confines of the game. When I feel as though that guys take a stand to speak like that, one, it could just be flat out true. There are things that you could say amongst a group of men where everybody's kind of like, dude, what? You know what I mean? Like, what did you say?
Oh, there are things that people say that will get you punched directly in the mouth. But if you're willing to say it, then, you know, you got to be ready with what comes your way. And that's what happened with him last week with Morrig. I mean, I'm sure that he said some off the wall, off color stuff, and that's what happened, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it goes both ways.
Hey, man, let's get to the next one. Stefan 49ers. My little nephew loved the new fireworks and premium Wi-Fi.
Yeah, something on your channel, maybe?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Thank you. I feel bad, man. I didn't do any. I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't want to just take credit for something I don't know what he's talking
fireworks,
about.
I don't know. Yeah,
fireworks. Sure. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad your nephew loved it. Gammon Brown 9898. Shout out to Herbie Holland 5800. Exactly. Herbie Holland just dropped a buck 20 on the show, which is we love, man. Thank you so much for the support. That's amazing. Too Much Sauce 33. Does Ayuk and his wife not fit in the Cabo fit in with the Cabo and couples crew? It's kind of giving high school clicky vibes. Like you said, man, I don't know, bro. Like I get Brandon Ayuk fatigue, honestly. It gets to a point where I don't know, man. Either play or don't.
I will say there is I understand what he's saying about the high school clicky stuff. Let's not sweep this under the rug. There was a point in the offseason where the wives of like Kittle and Juice were like celebrating the fact that Dre Greenlaw had moved on, supposedly. And it was like this big old thing. So, like, yeah, there is something to that. It's not just a Brandon Ayuk problem, right? It's these wives do seem to be a little bit clicky. Now, does that mean that that's what the perspective of the players is? I don't know, but it's a little weird. It is.
Honestly, bro, that's on every football team, man. It's a hierarchy, bro. It's a lot. It's young people with money who think they're way more important than they are. That's just what it is. And they've got a lot of time to care about a lot of stupid shit. That's just what it is, bro. I got to go to work tomorrow morning. I know you do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they have to do, but they got time to worry about that dumb shit, bro. So, I mean, look, it is what it is. I get it, but I don't want to make it look like it's just like this toxic Niners thing. That shit happens all over the league, bro. It happens on every level of the game, too. So, hey, it is what it is. Hey, man, we've been up for an hour 13, Jesse. This is probably one of the best shows that we've done. Tons of super chats. Also, we only got to literally 2 topics in true cover 2 fashion, which is what we always do. What do you got coming up for the rest of the week, brother?
Yeah, man. Well, no Behind Enemy Lines because they're on a bye week. Maybe I'll do a call-in show Wednesday to replace that. I've got a show with Sunil tomorrow. And then, of course, we've got 3 Deep with you, Grant, and myself, which is a perfect time to plug the memberships of all 3 channels. If you're a member on Grant's channel, my channel, Coach's channel, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a member on all of them. We send out a link to that show the day of. So every single Thursday, Wednesday, you'll get a link to the show hours before we go live. You just click on the link. It's for members only. It's kind of our way to give back to the members. So we appreciate everybody who's a member on any of the 3 channels.
Yeah, 100%, man. We want you guys to come on, and also being able, the cooking shows are coming. I got some good stuff for y'all on the memberships, dog. Hey, man,
Coach can cook his butt off, man. He can cook his butt. Let me tell you.
Hey, man, I got some stuff for you. Hey, man, we did some St. Louis ribs and some salmon for Thanksgiving. It was a hit. Hey, this is the coach signing off. Stay low and keep your feet moving. Peace. Holla at you guys.